This is the documentation employing route maps and a collection of approximately 100 photos of the walking trip of the first half of the Emmaus Trail in the Jerusalem corridor, a trip organized by the Saxum Visitor Center and carried out on February 7th, 2026, with Henri Gourinard as the guide, with approximately 25 participants, including Attir, who contributed this documentation. The region and the general path of the trip can be illustrated using a topographical map. The overall direction of the trip path is from east to west. It starts at the Saxum Visitor Center near the town of Abu Ghosh, which is here. From here, take the asphalt road heading towards the town of Nataf. This is Nataf, this is the road. Take the black labeled dirt road west, parallel to the Wadi Yitle, which is over here, until intersection with an asphalt road labeled red, right here, leading to the town of Neve Ilan. This is the road leading to Neve Ilan. Take the red labeled road up to the sculpture park, or more or less around here, or at least leading to the sculpture path, and the Meizad ruin, which is here. The sculpture path is here. Meizad ruin is here, and continue westward parallel to the Wadi Ilan being this, heading towards the Roman Milestones site, which is over here. At this point, at about 9.1 kilometers from the start, you'll be leaving the Emmaus Trail, having covered approximately 47% of the 19.3 kilometer trail, which continues from here about this direction. Take the dirt road labeled blue downhill to the Wadi Ilan, which is this here, and continue along the Wadi to the Harssis ruin next to the Shaar Hagay interchange, which is over here, where the trip ends. From here, we traveled by car approximately 9 kilometers on route number 1, which is over here, to the Latrun interchange, where on its northeastern side we visited the churches and convent of Emmaus Nicopolis. The trail details can be illustrated on a 1 to 200,000 map. So, apologies for the fact that the map is in Hebrew, but we can get along. This is Abu Ghosh here, next to Kiryat Yearim also. This is the road leading to Nataf, and here's more or less where the Saxum Visitor Center is. We take this asphalt road leading to Nataf for about 200 meters until we find this dirt road marked black, which goes downhill, takes us westward parallel to Yitle Wadi, which is this wadi over here. So we go along, the path, there's no way we can miss anything. We take this black labeled dirt road. Here the dirt road goes down and to the basin of the Yitle Wadi. We continue with the same road, same black labeled dirt road, but this time on the basin of the Yitle Wadi. We continue westward. At this point in time, we cross an asphalt road leading to, on one hand, to Neve Ilan, on the other hand, to what we call the Black Canyon here. We take that road. We go uphill. This is an uphill road till we meet a red labeled dirt road. We take it westward. This is the place where there's a sculpture garden. We continue with the red labeled dirt road a little bit upwards to the top of a little hill where we find the Meizad ruin. From the Meizad ruin we go downhill, this time parallel to the Wadi Ilan on this red labeled dirt road. We find here the site of the Roman Milestones, and right after it there's an intersection. The red marked road continues a little bit northwards. Here there's an electric company site. This is where the Emmaus Trail continues. But we, in order to finish our walking trip, we go down this blue marked dirt road to the basin of Wadi Ilan, and here we continue on a green labeled road and then a red labeled dirt road till we meet this ruin, the Harssis ruin, which is already very close to the Shaar Hagay interchange here, where our walking trip ends. From here we continue on road 1 by car about 9 kilometers until we reach the Latrun interchange, which is here, and on its northeastern corner we find the Emmaus Church and Convent, our next stop. Let's continue and see what we can learn from the aerial photograph. Well, our route is here, marked in red. We can see very clearly route number 1 to Jerusalem. This is the Shaar Hagay interchange, and we go eastwards on route 1 towards Israel, towards Jerusalem. This is the Abu Ghosh town and the Kiryat Yearim right here. We also see Ma'aleh HaChamisha kibbutz right here. This is the, I would say the security wall, just a little small part of it we see here. We see Yad HaShmona, the town of Yad Shmona, and the town of Neve Ilan here and here. Up northwards we see the town of Nataf right here. And right next to Route 1 we have right here the towns of Ein Nakuba, and Ein Nakuba is supposed to be about here, and this is Shoeva right here, and this is Shoresh right here. That's about it as far as identifying towns along our route. Again, this is the Shaar Hagay interchange where our walking trip ends. Let's see what we can learn from the what we call elevation map. We see that there is a, by the way, here the direction is from left to right, okay, from east to west. The resolution of the height is, each box is 50 meters. What we can see here is a gradual descent of about 350 meters, but quite gradual, to the basin of Wadi Yitle. We see a very small ascent of approximately 150 meters to the Meizad ruin here, and we see a gradual descent from Meizad ruin to Shaar Hagay interchange of about 250 meters. Finally, a little bit of statistics. So this is again a trip carried out in February 7, 2026. A total of 10.1 kilometers walking from the Saxum Visitor Center to Shaar Hagay interchange, out of which about, I would say, 8 or so are 10 kilometers is part of the Emmaus Trail, the first part of the Emmaus Trail. And it took us close to 4 hours to cover that distance. And now let's go to the photos. First of all, I would like to introduce you to Henri Gourinard, who was our guide throughout the trip. He's also the author of this guidebook called the Emmaus Trail, the cover page of which you see here. And this is a photograph of our group of about 25 people who participated in the trip. The first thing I'd like to say is that this trip is well marked, not only by the trails themselves, either black or red, which are well marked on the ground, but there are occasionally also some signage, as you see here, in Hebrew, but still leading us to, telling us the general direction of different roads. So here's the group going downhill, parallel to Wadi Yitle at the beginning. We see, looking south, at the construction of a new neighborhood north of Kiryat Ye'arim. Okay, but this is actually looking at a new neighborhood of Abu Ghosh and Kiryat Ye'arim. Other pictures, the same thing. In a few years, this will be a totally crowded new neighborhood in the area. This is the forest hills on both sides of Wadi Yitle when we're looking southwest. This is the kind of scenery we see, including here. We see Neve Ilan in the beginning from far away, and then with some zoom, and as we get closer, this is how Neve Ilan looks when we're looking southwest. This is how the trail looks, going down to along Wadi Yitle, about 3-4 kilometers west of our starting point. This was a trip taken a few days after a rain, so we have the water puddles here. The scenery is very green, quite typical to this season, but certainly not to the overall scenery throughout the year. We see here, this is the crossing of Wadi Yitle for the first time north of the town of Neve Ilan. There's a little tributary here of Wadi Yitle that has a lot of stones in it. We see it very clearly here. And as we look northeast at Wadi Yitle from the red labeled asphalt road as we go up the hill, and looking north from the same red labeled asphalt road, we see far away there, but we can still see it, a little bit of it at least, the town of Nataf. Looking northwest, this is what we see in the horizon. The far horizon is actually the city of. We can see all the cities in the coastline, but specifically we can see more clearly than others the towns close to the border crossing between the West Bank and Israel, and but the visibility isn't so good here. We reach here the sculpture garden, which is in the proximity of the archaeological site of Meizad. A few sculptures spread in the areas, and this is the Meizad archaeological site at the top of a hill. There is a very interesting cave right here, which we can go inside. You can see it from the road itself. And the nice thing is that from Meizad you have a very nice lookout. Looking northeast, this is the scenery that you would see. And looking again northwest, we see here much more clearer, maybe because of Photoshop, we see the city of Wadi Ilan. This is the city that on a clear day you can see very clearly from here. Additional pictures looking west from the more or less the area of the Meizad ruin. If we look down at Wadi Ilan here, we'll find out that there is a wastewater treatment plant right here, and here are additional pictures of the road which exists. There is a road, a dirt road, in the basin of Wadi Ilan. Here is the group continuing on its trek towards the end of the trip. This is the season where we have beautiful flowering. Everything is green, not typical to the overall things. Here is from a Meizad ruin, we go downhill on this dirt road, which is a little bit hard regarding taking a four-wheel drive. This is a one which might be a little hard to take. We see the electric company complex here. This is the place where we leave the Emmaus Trail and head towards the Shaar Hagay interchange. This is the scenery in that area. Before that, we pass along the collection of Roman Milestones that have been all placed here, one next to each other. There's one that belongs to that site specifically, and the rest have been placed here. And look at the inscriptions you have here. This is the 14th mile to Jerusalem, or from Jerusalem, Roman milestone, which we see. And this is the Harssis wayside inn, just before the Shaar Hagay interchange. And now we skip. We're done with the walking trip, and we reach the Emmaus Nicopolis church and convent. It's a Carmelite monastery, and it has both a Byzantine and a Crusader church. So here are some pictures of the Byzantine and less Byzantine and much more Crusader churches at Emmaus Nicopolis. Here is, for example, a Byzantine era baptistry. The site is very well documented through posters. This is one of them along the way. Here is two pictures of the remains of the Crusader Basilica at Emmaus Nicopolis. And right next to it on the western side of the site, we have some graves and what afterwards also were used as hideouts of Jews from the period of the Bar Kokhba revolt. So we have here some archaeology going back to the 2nd century AD, but Jewish in character or in nature. The building that's most pronounced there is this very beautiful two-story white building, which is the monastery at Emmaus Nicopolis. Currently it's operated by the Catholic Congregation of the Community of the Beatitudes. And here is just a glimpse of how the chapel at this monastery looks like. It's modest, but it's still very nice. And here is how the monastery looks on the outside. There's a couple of tall trees that, if you look closely, they're a little burned. This monastery suffered during the last forest fire that was in the area. And with these two pictures and a shadow of myself, which is my trademark, we end the documentation of this trip.